Hello and welcome to another video. We're going to be doing filters today. So filters are like one of the backbones of Excel. They can do so much in terms of data. I've been using it for years and I'm still learning like different things you can do with them in terms of combinations with other things, right? So let me show you how they work. So I've got a table here. I'm going to select the whole table, so you can do it this way. Doesn't work really well when you have thousands and thousands, so you can just do all the columns, right? And what you want to do is you want to go to data, you want to go to sort and filter, and you want to select this one. Now filtering is kind of the advanced way of using custom sorts, standard sorts, because you have a lot more functionality with filter. Sorts are just like highest to lowest. The custom sort does multiple highest to lowest in different groupings and all that. Filtering, you can do a lot of things, right? So let's go ahead and apply that. And what you're going to notice is once I've applied it, you're going to see these little drop down buttons. Now, very, very important. When you're working on a table, make sure all of these are applied, because this is what happens if you don't do it properly. Let's say you have a big table, you didn't highlight this, okay? And the best way to actually show you is like this. I'm going to color code this, right? So it's like that one. And we're going to go alternating, right? All the way to the bottom, all right? Alternating like so. Now let's say I only applied the filter to the first three columns and I sort by this one. You'll notice that they're all jumbled up again. Now, if you're not familiar with Excel and you're new to filtering and you make this mistake, you could think that, oh, Xander's eyes are green. Only later will you find out, it's like, hey, wait a minute, everyone's eye color is wrong now because it wasn't part of the filter. So when the filter resorted your information, it didn't include this one. Okay, so be very mindful and always check, double check, make sure your filter is applied to the whole thing, right? As you can see, right? So then now, if I reorganize this, everything stays together. There's nothing that kind of gets missed. So if you need to do this alternating pattern as practice, the way I do it is I just color, I'll get rid of the color first so you can see it. All right. What I do is I just color the second row. All right, give it some sort of color. I highlight the first row and the second row. I go to Home, Format Painter, and I apply it to everything at the bottom. All right, so it repeats that pattern for me. Okay, so if you ever need to do that. All right, so with filtering, let's go through some of the functions. Let's say I wanted to organize this alphabetically. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to apply a freeze pane. So on this second column, so go View, Freeze Pane, right? And that's just so, if you're not familiar, when I scroll, the heading stays there. All right, so I can sort this alphabetically, A to Z, and everything's going to stay together. That's what a filter does. I can go Z to A, right? I can even sort by the color. So anything that's green, bring it to the top, right? Or anything without fill, you can bring it to the top. Now, the reason this particular function is really good is because if you've heard of a function called conditional formatting, and what that does is if it meets a certain condition, it will color, right? You can use that in conjunction with this sorting by color function, right? So maybe I can show you a quick example. Let's say I'm going to get rid of all the color here so that it works. I'll show you a really quick example, but maybe I'll do another one in detail if required. And I'm going to go Home, Conditional Formatting, and I want you to make it equal to green. Okay, let's just say, for example. So that every time it's green, it will always highlight. So let's say I change this one to green. It will automatically highlight as opposed to me manually highlighting it. So if I now go into here and go sort by color red, it will bring up all the greens to the top. Now, obviously, you can just filter for green, but with conditional formatting, there's heaps of different types of formatting combinations you can do. That was just a simple example. Okay, so then we go like that. We can go sort by color. We can filter by color. There's no color at the moment, so let's try filter by color over here. And what that does is it hides everything else. So have a look at these numbers on the left, 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. You'll notice that anything below the red will disappear. Okay, see 15 then jumps to 46. So this only lets me see the ones I want to see. It doesn't delete it, it just hides it. So now to get rid of it, you can click on this one, clear filter from eye color, and it just resets it. Okay, so there's that one. You got other text filters. You can have it when it equals something, when it begins with something. So let's say anytime it begins with the letter B, I go okay, it will give me those ones as well. So a lot of things you can do with filtering. The other thing is this list at the bottom will show you all the possible combinations of what's in that column. So you can actually pick it yourself. So you can go, I only want to see the blue and the grays. So you go okay, and it will show you, right? So let's get rid of that filter. Okay, what else can you do? Let's say I want to go in here. You can see some of the lists. A good one is number, actually. If I go into age and I go number filters, right? And again, these filters are dependent on what's actually in your column. So it'll automatically set itself. So let's say I want to see the top 10 ages. Go top 10, right? Items, okay. It's going to show me the top 10 by age, right? Let's see what else is in here. Number filters. Let's say anything where people are less than the age of 10, right? And it's going to show me all those ones. So again, a lot of combinations. This is just an introduction and only really looks at filtering in isolation. Only what it does by itself. It's when you combine it with other things, it gets really, really powerful and really amazing. So hope you enjoyed and see you next time.